Okay. Okay, looks like YouTube is working. Looks like Twitch is not working. Bloody hell. I'm gonna change the Twitch stream to test stream. Please ignore. Okay. Actually, I guess I'll just turn off Twitch. No, I can't because it's not the default. It's very annoying. Okay, well, Twitch is not going to work apparently. So I guess it's just YouTube. Let me open up something kind of interesting. What is this? Vulkan stuff. Alright, well, I guess I'll just go over what my plan is today. So right now, I've got an engine. Well, part of an engine, not this one. It's the wrong thing. Which one is it? This one. Actually, I'll open it in here. It's just a triangle. Wow, amazing. But the cool thing about this triangle is hopefully I should be able to change the colors. Where is the clear color? Okay, saved and file the client. And it crashed. Well, that didn't work. I'm pretty sure I had this working last time I tried, but I guess not. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. So what I want to do today is see if I can get something along the lines of this working. I saw a video by a guy named, I go by lots of names, I think that's his name, on YouTube. And it came at the right time because I was thinking about how to do the architecture for my game. And I want it to be kind of like, imagine if Minecraft was built but with mods, with a mod API from the beginning instead of reverse engineered by whatever his name is, the Forge guy. Then you'd probably get a better support, more mods, a lot of stuff would have happened sooner. So I'm kind of thinking something like this. So we got the platform layer, make this a lot bigger. And then we've got the standard game, which would be, in our case, in development, we could hot reload it as a DLL or something. And then we've got modules. So we could say module A, module B, whatever. So you could think of these as mods, or you could just think of them as content packs or whatever. And they would have hooks into the game. So most of the game code would be running in here. There would be particular hooks. Can I get a arrow with 2 arrowheads? I don't know. Maybe? No? All right, yeah. So something like this. So these talk to each other. And the platform layer talks to the game layer. And actually, this is sort of mostly one way. So the game Actually, it would be the other way, I guess. So the platform layer instantiates memory that the game layer needs. It also handles input for the game and perhaps some other things. Passes that to game functions like update or whatever, initialize, etc. And then the game can handle the modules, and these would be in, I think, WebAssembly modules. So you can actually load arbitrary code in here, and you wouldn't have to worry about people hacking your computer or anything. I was originally just going to use DLLs for the modules, but then DLLs would have access to system, like your whole system, basically. So you don't want to run untrusted DLLs if you can help it, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I'm pretty sure I've downloaded random DLLs before, but yeah. Anyway, that's fine. So something like this, where these are all sandbox. I guess, I don't think they would be individually sandboxed, because that would mean running a WebAssembly instance for each separate module. We probably don't want to do that. So I want to get something like this set up, where we have game talking to modules and platform. This part's already set up, although the hot reloading is broken for some reason. I'll just fix that later. I don't really care right now. So we want to get basically WASM modules, and in the video, the guy's talking about using this, which is a micro runtime, WebAssembly micro runtime. I have not used much WASM before. I've done a bit, but nothing like this. I did notice that there was some stuff in Odin about WebAssembly in the intrinsics part of the compiler for some reason. I guess because you can choose WebAssembly as a target. If we look at the docs, there might be something in overview. Yeah, WASM 32 and WASM 64 with 32-bit pointers. That's what these targets are for, but it doesn't really say anything else about it. What about here? Examples, WASM. Okay, it's a website that can call an Odin procedure. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what this looks like. Alright, so we export a function, which I guess is going to be available inside the WebAssembly code, and then accessing it through just an index.html with JavaScript. Okay. So I guess the difference between this and using something like this is this runtime. We could build an application with it, I think. And we wouldn't be using a browser to access the WebAssembly. We'd be using some kind of standalone application. Do they have any examples? Samples, let's see. Basic, it's probably good to start with basic. Initialize a runtime, load a WASM application and instantiate the module. Call the WASM function and pass arguments. Okay, good, that sounds good. Okay, so we got to build it with, well, I can't build this with Linux. I mean, we can't build this on Windows because it's for Linux, but you can kind of see what's happening here. So we're going to use Clang. Yeah, hey Brian, how you doing? I know it's black on Twitch. That's why I changed the title to please ignore. I can't stop the stream because I set Twitch as the primary output because I wanted to see if that would fix the black screen, but apparently not. It's pretty annoying. Yeah. Do I still read messages on YouTube? Well, I've got the chat open. Is it not? Did you say something? I didn't see anything. Okay, cool. I see it. Gotcha. Great. Cool. So this is... Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. How's your game going, by the way? The robot one. Are you still working on it? I haven't really been on the internet much. Gotcha. Hmm. Oh, wow. Congratulations on the new child. And bad luck on getting sick. Hello, Emilio. How you doing? Do I have a summary of Odin? I guess the way I would describe it is C, but I'm not going to use the word better. I'm going to say it's C, but less confusing, if that makes sense. Everything's kind of straightforward. Oh, I see. You're going to rewrite it, huh? Yeah, Odin's pretty good. I like it. I switched to C for a bit again because I was having fun just reinventing the standard library, but I was reinventing a lot of stuff, and the game scope is already so big it will take me like an extra couple of years on what's probably going to already take 5 years to build. This is not Odin, this is some shell script that I'm looking at because I'm trying to figure out how to make this runtime work. So they build out the WASM binary. Okay, gotcha. So there's some code in here, I guess. You can see, okay. Yeah, that's fair. I've redoing the models. Right, yeah. Yeah, about rewriting stuff, it can vary a lot depending on what you're doing, how long it's going to take. I rewrote the renderer for my game like 3 times, but each time only took 1 day, so not a huge deal. Although the current one's not finished yet. Yeah, it is like a curse. I'm much better at it now than I was a few years ago. A few years ago, I would get into a project and then maybe some arbitrary amount of time in, I would be like, oh, I've learned so much. I could do this way better. I'm gonna rewrite it. And I did that for like 5 years, and I never put anything out. Which, in hindsight, is probably not the best way to approach projects. Okay, I don't understand what the hell this is. Let's see. Okay, so this is the library that we're using, yeah? Okay. What am I working on now? I'm working on a... I don't have an elevator pitch yet, but imagine a cross between Skyrim, Minecraft, and Kenshi, if you know that game. I know that sounds very ambitious. It's not going to have a story. It's going to be more like a story generator game, not one where I have to write whole storylines and stuff. But I'm going to do some interesting things, hopefully, with dialogue actually and NPCs. So I got this idea for having NPCs that have behavior traits, so they've got personality traits, and then they'll react to situations depending on their personality. So for example, if they're very low in conscientiousness and high in, I can't remember all the traits, but let's say if they're very opportunistic and they see another NPC maybe hurt on the ground, they might just take their stuff and leave them there instead of helping them. Or, you know, just things like that. I think that'd be pretty interesting to experiment with. I'm going for 3D, but more of a lo-fi kind of look. Actually saw this video the other day. Where is it? I think it was still open. I must have closed it. Great. Oh no, here it is, yeah. This guy made a pretty cool video of a style that I'm interested in. I can, yeah. So this kind of style for characters, sort of like lo-fi anime. That's the plan. I actually have two different versions visually. Let me see if one of them exists. Does the game still exist here? Yeah, okay, so this is the terrain generation I was working on. So it's a little bit different to normal Minecraft, where instead of using cubes, we're using marching cubes in a compute shader. So we're generating a bunch of triangles instead of just using cubes joined together. It's a little bit bare bones right now, but it got to a point where I was kind of happy with just this part. And yeah, so that's one part that I was looking at, and the other part was, can't remember, I had another example. But this is sort of in a different, it's not a different engine, but the renderer for that one is OpenGL, and I'm changing to Vulkan because why am I changing to Vulkan? There was something with the shared contexts. I needed to update buffers, and Vulkan lets you do it with more control. Maybe I could do it in OpenGL, I don't know. But I thought I might as well invest in Vulkan. So I wrote a whole bunch of code and I made a triangle, which is great. Yeah, but actually I understand it pretty well now, I think. I mean, no, I don't understand Vulkan pretty well. I understand graphics APIs in general, so I think I can get this working to basically run the code that I was just running. Yeah. Have I seen a procedural animation talk by Wolfire Games, the guy who made Overgrowth with the bunny people? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. I actually want to look at that as well. Flight Simulator. Have you guys seen that game? What is it called? It's like a wing gliding game. Pretty new. Not wing gliding, hang gliding? Hang gliding. It did really well. I've seen it a few times, but I can't remember what it's called. Have I read the source code for the Overgrowth stuff? I think I did, but that was maybe 5 years ago, so I have to look at it again. I don't really remember. Did something cool in OpenGL by storing a shadow context. Okay. What does that mean? Huh. It stores the current state of OpenGL in a big struct. Okay. Instead of being a contextless, invisible state machine, he makes it more into a struct he keeps in sync. Interesting. That could maybe solve the problem that I'm having. The problem that I'm having is, as you may have noticed, it's a bit. See, I'm not happy with this lag that's happening, and the reason the lag is happening is because when I create vertex buffers, it takes more than one frame to do that. And I can only do that, I think, on the main thread. So I either need to create pre-make a bunch of vertex buffers in waste memory, or something else. I don't know exactly. I'm not that experienced with graphics programming at this level, but you can see here, if you can read this, let me just make it a bit bigger. Yeah, you can multi-thread some parts of OpenGL. You can update buffer data, I think. But also you can't make buffers. So you can see we created buffers here. It took 61 milliseconds, which is too long for my liking. And yeah, there was another, I think that was the main issue. Copied data, created the real VBO, etc. Okay, so that's pretty long as well. So anyway, I thought, you know what? I could try to solve this in OpenGL, but there's some hidden stuff that happened. Maybe a few months ago, I learned Vulkan for a few weeks, and I put some time into it, and I thought, no, screw this, I'm not productive enough, so I just ditched it. But then I was thinking, well, what about in the future? You know, if Vulkan's going to be the graphics API for the next 20 years, then then maybe I want to actually invest in it. Hello, Arctic Flare, how you doing? Why is your name on YouTube different? So yeah, it's more like a future investment rather than a practical choice. If I was going to be practical about it, I would just use OpenGL, or maybe I would use the new SDL3 because it has, actually I don't know if it has everything I need yet. I don't think it has compute shaders. No, it does. There was something missing. There was something missing that I needed. It might have been synchronization objects like semaphores or something like that. I can't remember. All right. Okay, so I'm supposed to be setting up this WASM thing. Yeah, that's fair enough, Brian. Doing more OpenGL to get to the limits of it, and then think about changing APIs. Odin uses the syntax of Odin. Yeah, so this walrus operator is a type inferred variable assignment or variable declaration, and the double colon is for constants. So this is a function or procedure as they're called in this. Therefore, procedures are always constants, so you have to assign the name to this constant type with the body here. There's actually some cool stuff, like if you say this is my number and you make it a constant like this, this is an untyped number. And then if you do something like my float is float 32 of 24 or something, you can do my number divided by my float, and this will be coerced into a floating point, and F32 because it's untyped. So untyped values will be turned into typed values if they're in the same, what is this called, operation, which is kind of nice. That's just one tiny thing that I like. There's a lot of nice things. But yeah, okay, so how are we going to get this up and running? Maybe the best idea is to not worry about this micro runtime right now, and instead just run it from a web page to see if I can get it working first. So if I look at this, hello Antonio, Brazil is indeed a country. Brazil mentioned, I guess. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so basically you just build it with the target JS underscore WASM32, output it to wherever. And what does this look like? It's pretty simple. Okay, let's see if we can get something like that working. So I'll just make a file, I guess. Should I call it mods? Hang on, I should actually make it different. They should have their own directory. So this is actually called test, I guess. I shouldn't call it test. Doesn't really matter what I call it. I don't think. I'm going to do export. I'm going to export a function called add numbers or something. And we'll add two floats together, return a float, return. Oops. Okay, and we need a main apparently, because it's a package. Do we need anything else? No. What does it say? This is the function we'll use in the browser. Add export to ensure the function is available. Build will fail without required main function, though we won't use it. Okay, in this example. All right, thanks, Brian. Have a good dinner. I'll see you when I see you. Okay, I can't apparently save. There we go. I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna just run. Let's see, build something like this. Odin build mods / test, and the target is going to be WASM underscore JS. Is that right, or is it JS WASM 32? Yeah, JS WASM 32. Out build / I guess I'll just call it test.wasm. Okay, the build was successful. That's fine. No, I don't want to. This is just going to be junk, right? Yeah, good. Okay. I suppose that looks like WebAssembly. I don't actually know what it looks like. Cool. Now we need the other part of this. Is this. Oh, that's interesting. They also used add number. Did I just somehow do that without realizing? Did I just copy this? Okay, so build / HTML. So they require Odin and index.js, but there's only index.js, which means I'm going to have to get Odin.js from somewhere. Or did I say this is the wrong thing? Okay. Index.wasm, no, we called it test. And we did call it add, didn't we? Not that main. Okay, now where do I get this Odin.js file? It's got to be somewhere in here, right? Copies Odin.js from the core Odin library as it required. Here it is. Okay, 2000 lines of WASM setup code. Wait, what is this? Gamepad connected. Oh, okay. So it's got the APIs already set up. That's handy. I don't think we really need that. We're not using it in this way, but that's fine. Okay, so I believe I can just go into here. Python, what do we got? HTTP server? Is that right? No, port is not a thing. Dash port. No. Okay, whatever. Does that work? Sure. 8000. Result will appear here. Okay, 2 plus 0 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. Wow. Okay, that's good. That works. It's not exactly what we want though. This is sort of the other way. So we wanted game code to load stuff from module A and module B and run, rather than having a, this would be sort of like a browser or something, or a runtime. Which is just running code from, at the moment, this module A, which is our test module. So we're missing sort of this half. Okay. Gotta have some biscuit. Too good. More people should have coffee with biscuits. Okay. Let's think about this. So, we've got a WASM. Okay, I see the problem. Basically, we've built a module, but we need to be able to import the... You have your coffee, but you're all out of biscuits? That's a shame. But enjoy your coffee, though. So we want to be able to import... What am I doing? Going to here. Let's say we've got our add function, and this is something that we want our modules to just have in our game. So we need to load the module from the game, not load it from the runtime, which is in the browser. Which means we've got to create a runtime here in our game so we can load the modules. Which is where this thing comes in. Where is it? Micro runtime. Is there anything else I can use that's already in Odin? Let's see. Odin WASM runtime. Onyx, a new programming language powered by WebAssembly. What does that mean? You know what? I don't really care right now. Cool. Good luck with that. I'm not going to look at any languages, nothing personal. Just don't want to change languages all the time. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything here. What was this? There was some examples, right? Is this the only example? Right. Okay. So we don't need any of that stuff. Okay, I guess the best thing to do is write bindings for, for this. But I don't know how to use it yet. So we'll go to samples again. We'll go to basic. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this part. I just want to know how to run it. So we'd have to create a module, instantiate the module, I guess. Or is this the module instantiation? This is an environment. What's exec environment? Create a stack. Right. Okay, I think I understand what's happening here. All right. Okay. That's fine. So the native symbols for the API to be exported. The array must be statically defined since runtime will keep it after registration. Hang on a second. Isn't that kind of a problem? So these are the functions. Oh no, that's fine, because we can just make hooks, right? We can just say we're going to have an init function, an update function, and a cleanup function. And it's up to the user or the module creator, which in this case is just going to be me for now, to use those functions. And then we hook into them. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think that makes sense. What am I doing? I need to go here. Okay, I'm just not used to this memalloc type alloc with pool. Okay. I didn't actually check for any alternatives. Let's have a look. WASM runtime libraries. Okay, there's quite a few. So this is the one I went with because the guy in the video used it, but I didn't check any alternatives. I'm guessing the sleepy symbol means it's slow and it's unmaintained. Is that a problem if there hasn't been a commit? I mean, unless it's changing all the time, which it's web, so it probably is, right? Okay, definitely not going to use xtism. That name is me. What else is there? WASMA, WASMI, and WASMO. WASM time? I like WASM time. I'm going to check out WASM time. Written in Rust. Using crane lift, JIT compilation. Okay, interrupts with... Used by WASMI. Wasn't that one of them? Anyway, I I don't know if I want just in time only. This is just in time and ahead of time, right? So AOT, let's have a look. Ahead of time. So WASM compiles to LLVM bytecode. Ah, that sounds good. I mean, just because Odin also uses LLVM bytecode, and then it has ahead of time compilation, doesn't even have JIT, which is good, I think. Okay, previously known as Silverfish, alright. Yeah. The ahead of time compiler, that's good. Oof. 40% is pretty big difference, but anyway. Entire code base for the compiler and runtime is relatively small. Compiler is less than 3,500 lines of Rust. Rust is not very terse either. Runtime for all platforms is less than 5,000 lines of C. Okay, that's pretty small, yeah. It is nearly trivial to implement different means of sandboxing memory accesses. Okay, platform independent, composable. Don't really care about that part. But I don't need JIT, which is fine. Slow down over native C. So this is WASM. So we're a little bit slower. Which does kind of suck. But that's the price you pay, I guess, for people wanting to run random code on their machines. I could definitely give this one a try. Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works more easily. I mean, let's see if it makes more sense to me. Example code. Basic. This is just the exported function. Okay. How does it actually... No, not the WebAssembly page. I feel like I should have been able to understand from that, but that's fine. Okay. Okay, running some commands from Python. Great. Cart.c. What does that do? Okay. It's not what I'm looking for, I guess. Application. Binary search. Okay, that's fine. So we import a runtime. We've got a buffer. No, this is just the binary search buffer. WASM f find. Okay. So importing this from somewhere. Am I crazy or am I just not seeing the usage code? I'm only seeing one side of it. I would have thought example code would be the place to look. Weird.c. Okay. This is the binary tree one, right? No, this is not the same. Crazy. Let's see. Getting started. Okay. Getting started is using a command line tool, is that right? I don't understand. Maybe this isn't what I think it is. Is this something that only runs WebAssembly code and doesn't allow you to run it yourself in a program? Is it just a compiler? It is a compiler and runtime. Okay. Compiling code into LLVM bytecode, then into sandbox binaries. Yes. Very good. Okay, let's just have a look at the header here. There's instructions. What does this mean? Oh, it's the WASM instructions. Right. Gotcha. Okay. Runtime.h. So, okay. Dynamic lib handler. Gotcha. I'm going to search for this. Runtime main. Okay. Apparently not. What about just runtime? Man, this just turned into reading documentation. I am not getting it. I guess the thing that I'm used to is something like when you embed Lua into an application, you would usually use something like LuaC, and then you would, import this library, and you would start something like, not this one, Lua.c, C API. You would basically initialize the runtime, which would be here, and then You could initialize some of the standard library. You can open a file and just run it and then close it. And that's kind of what I was expecting. Or maybe some kind of binding system where I open a WASM file in a runtime and I look for particular bindings. I guess I just don't have enough experience. Especially this getting started part doesn't make any sense. What are we getting started with? Input WASM file. Hang on a second. We input a WASM file to generate LLVM bytecode. Right. Okay, yeah, this is not what I was thinking. I don't even know if I have Rust installed. Do I? Rust up. I have Rust up, but no Rust apparently. Interesting. Update. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, Rust isn't a command, is it? It's cargo. Yeah. This is not what I thought. But it makes sense. So I believe this would have the same problem as, wouldn't it? Because you could, this would output an LLVM intermediate representation file, is that right? And then you would compile it together. And then into sandbox binaries. Okay, yeah. I don't think I want this. Is there any other AOT? Does AOT even make sense in this case? Hey look, we're back to the WebAssembly micro runtime. Alright. I'll give in. Yeah, I want to embed it. Embed it into C or C++ host applications, that's fine. I'm going to embed it into Odin, but that's shouldn't be too different. What? What's wrong with the scroll on this website? Okay, there we go. I think I accidentally pressed the middle mouse button. No, it's just, it slows up and speeds down. It's really annoying. Okay, anyway. Designed to be embeddable in any project. That's what we want. This is some CMake nonsense. Excellent. This is the runtime initialization I was looking at earlier. Okay. So loading. Initialize the runtime. Read a WASM file into memory. Okay. This is basically what I was talking about. Right, with the Lua stuff, how you just initialize it, you read something in, and then you run it. So we were in the right place at the beginning. I shouldn't have looked at that other library. Right. So let's see. Can we make a, I'm just going to make a new folder here called WASM test or something. I need to make it. I'm going to copy language server file and I'll make a source directory, and this is just going to be really simple example, but we can't do it in Odin yet. Okay, what am I doing? I'll do it in C first. Let's see what we got. Basically this. Don't need any arguments. I will just turn 0, grab this stuff. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Now we need to actually import it though. Right, I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do a lot more work to get this to work well with Odin, but we'll see. So, right. Suppose I'll have to build it, huh? What? Right. Okay, I'm just gonna have to download this project, I guess. I really hate when people use CMake. What platforms are supported? Windows is supported. Okay, that's good. That's what I needed. I have no idea, Emilio. You mean about CMake? You're right. I have no idea. Confusing as hell. And not in a good way. Like, oh, if I just learned a bit more, it would be really useful. I just think it's not useful. Okay, there's a lot of options here. I don't think I'm gonna read this whole thing right now. Oh, look. Okay. So basically, I don't want interpretation, I do want AOT, I don't want WASI, I don't want Linux, but I can just change this. Okay, let's download this, I guess. Do I have this folder? No? CD. I'll just put it in here. Unfortunately, it's a tool that's never going to disappear. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Okay, I think there's usually a thing you have to do because you always make a directory, right? Some kind of... I do a build and then I do like a cd build cmake ... That's usually what people do, right? So weird. And then Windows. Oh, we're gonna work. Why is it looking for Doxygen? I guess it's going to build documentation as well. Okay, there we go. Wow, that was admittedly quite easy compared to other things. Wait a second. Oh no, we just made the... Did we just make project files that we're going to have to now compile? Is that what just happened? Cool. Now I have to open Visual Studio to actually compile it. Is that what I'm getting? This doesn't look like... Doesn't look like binary files. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here though. Okay. I have a feeling if I open VS Code, not VS Code, Visual Studio, what's it called? DevEnv? No, I don't want to sign in. Enable and set source directory. Sure, okay. Here? Yeah, I know. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know what this wants. What is this? Go away. I think this is probably not going to work. I think I need to open all build or something. Why is there little red things? That's not good. No? No, this doesn't look right either. Is it gonna work? Apparently. Okay, output to vmlib. Okay, what if I build just static? Oh, it's already built because I just built it. I built it in debug mode. I guess I'll just leave it for now. Okay. Debug. So here are the libraries apparently. I guess I need vmlib. I'll get all of them anyway. What's in x64? Okay. I'll copy these to... What was that thing called? WASM? No, WASM test. And third party, I haven't made that directory yet, so let's copy them here. Cannot find these files, okay. Is that not? Okay, there we go. Okay, we're in the WASM test folder. I guess I'll just leave the libraries here for now. And if I wanted to build with one of these libraries, I believe I could do that. Odin build help. Excuse me. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. I've done it before. Nope, not output. Resource. No. No. I probably scrolled past it, didn't I? Okay, let me do this. RG library. There we go. Defines a library collection used for imports. Dash B3. No. No. I'm sure I've linked libraries with the Odin compiler before. Odin compiler link. I don't think I did it in the code like this, but I guess you could put this in here. Extra linker flags. That's probably in the compiler as well, hey? Yeah, okay, so that's what I needed. Extra linker flags, and then I guess you just add the libraries. So it would be Odin build source extra linker flags. What's the lib called? Lib. Oh, I guess that'll work. I wonder what's gonna happen. Whoops. Directory contains no Odin file. Oh yeah, we're not using Odin. I forgot about that. We're not using Odin, so we do cl source main.c slash link lib. Cool. So that didn't work because we don't have the header included, I guess. And the other thing is we need what's the other lib called? vmlib. I don't think we need iWASM, but I'll check in a sec. Okay, so we've got these things. Now we need the header, which I have no idea what it's called. Maybe micro something.h. Nope. Maybe, I'm sure it says it here somewhere. Just opened render doc by accident. Go away, please. Thank you. There was samples, right? Or examples, samples, examples, samples. WASM export.h. I don't think that's the right thing. We want right, not that one. How to create imports for this? Is that what we want? Maybe. Okay, well anyway, let's find the include files. They're gotta be somewhere in here, right? Maybe here. We don't want the interpreter. Don't need a library like this. Not the shared one. What is this? API VM core. Platform API VM core. Okay, gotcha. What am I doing? Why don't I just search for these things? Where is this defined? WASM module T. It's in WASM export. Okay. Yeah, this looks right. Yeah, okay, yeah. Got the types, it's got the stubs, well they're not stubs, got the signatures. Cool, okay. I need this, I need to add this to my include. Oh, it's just these files, okay. How do I do this? I'll open this, I'll find AOT comp option, this thing, copy the path, full name. And I'll add it here as include, I think it's, I don't think you put a colon, I can't remember. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, I didn't actually include it in the file though. Yeah, that's going to be a bit annoying. What is it called in C? Is it import? No, include. Include. And I just need to grab WASM underscore export. Okay. Good. Okay, this stuff apparently doesn't exist. uint32. Size, stack size. Some Unicode character. Okay, so we need to grab something else from there. Maybe WASM-C API? No. Lib export, GC export, AOT export. Oh, we're doing AOT, aren't we? I'll figure out the details later. I just want to see if we can get something going here. Nope. Okay, where are these coming from? uint32. Platform common. Okay. Right. I think I can do I do another dash I? I can't remember. So it was in shared platform include. Core shared platform include. Okay, great. Shared platform. I guess not. I think you need to put something here. I can't remember. Surely not this, because that would mess up the, yeah, that didn't work. Oh, I didn't actually include the header, which is called platform common, right? Cannot open platform internal. Okay. Well, where is that? Okay, it's in platform Windows. Build target isn't set. Okay, they did say something about that, didn't it? Where was that page? Wasn't this page? Done this part. Build target isn't set in config.h. Platform include blah blah blah. Okay. Let's see. WASM platform. Okay. You're not gonna do it for me? Okay, WASM macro. Runtime. Platform. No? Shared platform. Windows. Where's the config? Oh, it could be anywhere in here. If I search config.h, I'm going to get so many results. Yeah. Funny when looking it up on the internet is faster than your own computer. Okay, so we want to say okay, if defined right. Build target x86-64. That's correct. What's the difference between x86-64 and AMD 64? I thought they were the same thing. Build target isn't set. Oh, do I have to set this before the linker? I think I do. Okay, almost there. This character is not allowed as an identifier. That makes sense. So that's actually problems with my code. Because I guess I copied some weird characters from the internet somehow. Great. Okay, line 19. Oh yeah, dot dot. Okay, so this has got to be. I don't think this is even a. Is this a function they provide? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Read WASM binary to buffer. No, it's not. So I need to implement that. Emilio says AMD 64 is exclusive to AMD. Thanks. And x86-64 to Intel. I thought that Intel also uses the one made by AMD. So I think Intel made X87 or something. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, I'm not getting any of the includes because I don't have this stuff on my compiler flags. I'm going to add that. Compile flags. Okay, hopefully this works now, yeah. Apparently this isn't a thing though. Suppose we can't find this. Really? Oh yeah, right. Still can't find it. I think they have to be on separate lines. No? I don't know now. It's been so long. Well, that was definitely broken anyway. Emilio says thinks they shared an architecture for a brief moment, but I don't remember the history too well. Okay, fair enough. I don't have a function that reads a file. I mean, I probably do somewhere. Let's have a look.